Previous videos have covered what the ATEX directive is and what the manufacturer's responsibilities are in regard to the directive. Also covered was how a manufacturer is to determine both the equipment group and equipment category of their product. This video will cover the essential health and safety requirements and the conformity assessment procedures. The essential health and safety requirements are set out in Annex 2 of the ATEX Product Directive 2014-34 EU. Products must comply with both the general and supplementary requirements that apply to them when taking into account their intended use. Products in compliance with the EU harmonized standards, which are referenced in the Official Journal of the European Union, provide presumption of conformity with this annex. The conformity assessment procedure ensures and declares a product is in compliance with the ATEX directive and relevant essential health and safety requirements. Decision Sheet Number 768, 2008 EC establishes modules for conformity assessment procedures. They include procedures from the least to the most stringent, in proportion to the level of risk involved and the level of safety required. Annexes 3 to 9 of the Product Directive that cover the conformity assessment procedures refer to these different modules. For the majority of conformity assessment procedure modules, a notified body is required to be involved. A notified body is a third-party conformity assessment organization that has been evaluated and authorized by a competent notifying authority of the EU member state to perform conformity assessment tasks, and where that member state has notified the European Commission and other EU states of the authorization. All notified bodies must meet the same criteria which is documented in Article 21 of the Directive. Manufacturers are free to choose any notified body that has been designated to carry out the conformity assessment procedures according to the Directive. Now let's walk through the procedures that must be followed for each group and category of equipment. For equipment in both groups 1 and 2, categories M1 and 1, which require a very high level of protection, and protective systems must apply the EU type examination, Annex 3, Module B, and either Production Process QA, Annex 4, Module D, or Product Verification, Annex 5, Module F. For equipment in groups both 1 and 2, categories M2 and 2, which require a high level of protection, the procedures for internal combustion engines and electrical equipment includes the EU type examination, Annex 3 Module B, and either conformity to type, Annex 6 Module C1, or Product QA, Annex 7 Module E. If the equipment is neither an internal combustion engine or electrical equipment, then internal production control, Annex 8, Module A, and communication of technical documentation to a notified body is required. For Equipment Group 2, Category 3, the conformity assessment procedure is Internal Product Control, Annex 8, Module A. As an alternative to all of the above, both groups and all categories and protective systems, Unit Verification, Annex 9, Module G can be applied. Now let's look at how a notified body, such as QPS, can help meet those requirements of the conformity assessment procedures. Annex 3, Module B, which is the EU type examination, QPS undertakes the necessary evaluation to determine the type meets the essential requirements of the Directive 2014-34 EU and issues the EU type examination certificate. Annex 4, Module D, conformity to type based on quality assurance of the product process, QPS evaluates the quality system approved for the production, final equipment inspection and testing, and conducts ongoing surveillance. This is known as the Quality Assurance Notification, or QAN. Annex 5, Module F, conformity to type based on product verification, QPS examines and tests every product to check the conformity of the equipment, protective system of device with the requirements of the Directive 2014-34 EU and creates a certification of conformity. Annex 6, Module C1, conformity to type based on internal production control plus supervised product testing, Manufacturer carries out tests on each piece of equipment manufactured to check the explosion protection aspects of the design under the responsibility of QPS. Annex 7, Module E, Conformity to Type based on Product Quality Assurance. QPS evaluates the quality system approved for production, final equipment inspection and testing, and conducts ongoing surveillance, also known as Quality Assurance Notification or QAN. Annex 8, Module A, Internal Production Control. QPS undertakes the necessary evaluation to determine the type meets the essential requirements of the Directive 2014-34/EU and issues a type examination certificate. Annex 9, Module G, Conformity based on Unit Verification. QPS examines individual equipment or protective systems and carries out the tests as defined in the European Harmonized Standards, if they exist, or otherwise in European, international, and national standards or the relevant requirements of Directive 2014-34/EU, and creates a unit verification certificate. Then lastly, internal production control plus communication and retention of technical documentation by a notified body. This refers to Article 13(1)(b)(2), which is the additional requirements to the internal production control for Groups 1 and 2, categories M2 and 2, where the product is not an internal combustion engine or electrical equipment. As you can see, QPS can play an important role in helping you meet the conformity assessment requirements in the ATEX Directive 2014-34/EU. QPS is an ATEX notified body, accredited by RVA in the Netherlands and SEC in Canada under the CETA agreement, with many years of experience certifying equipment used in explosive atmospheres, including the conformity assessment procedures. To take advantage of this experience to help you enter the European market, visit our website at www.qps.ca. There you can contact a customer service representative and gain easy links to the ATEX directive and guidance documents.